Good evening, traders, and welcome to Trading Waves short video where we'll be looking at gold. So we will be doing a quick update on gold. I've shared my view in the previous videos. You can refer to that one. So I will be giving you guys an update that what's the way going forward. Right, so guys, this is our website here, trading-waves.com. You can visit us there. So since it's the month of November, so normally we will have a Black Friday, or since it's a Black Friday month, so we will be having some special. You can just pop in our website. Currently, we have this special that is running up to 40%. But like I've said it, yesterday was the last day of it, so we will be having a new special. So you might want to pop in there and see what we've got there. Again, guys, those who like our content and they wish to be part of our group here, we will be starting a 10-day live course on the 5th of December. So we will be having a live course that is hosted online by our famous Victor Manena. I know a lot of people have been some speculations online that Victor is no more there. So Victor is still around, guys. So he will be hosting our course from the 5th of December. So if you want to be part of that, you can just purchase the course. You can do so. You do not have to wait for the exact date, because what we do is as soon as you purchase the course, we give you a pre-recorded version one, which helps you that by the time we're hosting a live course, you might have gone through that one and you might have a question. So that will help you that during the live course, you get to interact with Victor himself, and then you can ask those questions. Right, so without wasting any time, let's jump into it and let's have a look at gold. What we expected the past few weeks, and what is the way going forward on gold. So let's jump into it here and let's have a look at it. Right, so gold here. We have been around this area here. When I did the video, we were somewhere around this area here on gold. So the expectation was that below this swing high, because at that time we were here, we were expecting that this was ready to give us a move to the downside here, obviously to be a correction. So I'm just gonna round it out. I don't have to like go all in detail with gold here. I've showed you in that video how we traded it, so you can just refer to that video if you want to see how we expected this big rally here. Apart from that big rally here, we started with this drop. We expected this drop from these highs here, that we were going to get this move to the downside. So you can refer to that video. Right, so fast forward, what we've seen with gold here is that it has made a very nice impulsively move to the upside here. So we've seen this move to the upside on gold from these lows here. This has traded nicely here, this being a move to the upside. So now around this area here, we are getting some pullback here. Obviously, this is what I expect with gold. So this video might help, especially those that are into investing or long-term holders, or that are investors, if I may put it that way. So we are expecting that gold must pull back here. So for now, as labeled, I'm looking at this one to be an ABC structure here. But guess what? It doesn't have to. I want to show you something, and I want to say this, guys. Elliott wave theory, it's not all about these labels that you see here. The most critical thing about Elliott wave theory is a structure identification. So if you can be able to spot the structures, then you are very likely that you know what is going to be the next move. This labeling of the chart, I'm just doing it for you guys, or for those that are new into Elliott wave. Maybe it's much easier for them to see when once they've got it labeled. But I want you guys to never ever make that mistake, that when you just get into the chart, you just immediately label this and say put your 1 2 3 4 5, because as soon as that chart has been invalidated, most people, they just get confused. Now I want to show you this, what is currently happening here on gold. uh, I want you guys to look at this here. There is a possibility. Obviously, I want to show you what could drive gold to make a move to the upside from these current levels. So far, what we've got here is this. there is this possibility gold might have made a three-wave move structure here, drop lower here, and then this might have made another three-wave move to the upside here, only to find out that gold is only dropping for something like this, a 3 3 5 structure here, and then this being maybe 1 2 3 4 5. Obviously this might be a diagonal here, an ending diagonal. So if this is the case that I'm looking at this, very likely that this being your wave A here, this to have been a wave B here, and then this to have just completed the wave C, and then this could just be a running flat corrective structure here. And the power of a running flat is that every time when you've got a running flat corrective structure, this has been my past experience in the market. So I've been in the markets for like more than 8 years. So this is what I've experienced, that every time you've got a running flat, then you must know that the next move is going to be very aggressive, or it's going to be very impulsive to whichever direction. So right now we are looking at that this has made a move to the upside here, and then we are expecting, if this being a running flat corrective structure here, then you would expect that the move that is going to come after this, it might be so aggressive. Now these flat corrective structures are very common on our wave 4. So the not the flat per se, running flat per se, but flat corrective structures, they are common in your wave 4. Now that we are seeing this possible flat correction that is forming here, because I have to look at it, I don't want to just stick to or fall in love with the wave count that I have. No, I don't want to make that mistake. I need to look at the market with both eyes. What could make a move to the upside from here, or what could make it to drop from here. And I'll also obviously share what I favor going forward. Now, here it's very likely that if gold can be kept above this swing low here that we've seen intraday, if this was to stay above this here, it might not be a surprise that you see this move here. What could mean is that instead of this to have been a whole move or wave one to the upside here, then this might have just been something like this. Might be a wave one, a wave two here. This should have been a wave three, and then this is building the wave four here. Then we get the last move to the upside, which is going to be our wave five, and then maybe that's when you start to see this through pull back before we can head to the up side. Okay, so I just want you guys to be take note of this structure here that might be building around this area here. So there is just an alternative view that I wanted to guys to that we look at there. But for now, I'm just gonna bring back my labels, and I tell you why have I been favoring this move all along on gold. That gold needs to give us some pullback at some point here. Now, we've spoken about this a couple of times, that we've been having some divergence that has been holding on gold. It's even nicely visible on the 1 hourly time frame. So this divergence, it tells me that we are very likely that we are going to see some pullback at some point on gold. Obviously, might not be that clear, but if you look at this from this point, if you look at this is where we see the peak of the RSI, and then all of a suddenly the price made the new highs, and then gold on here on the other side, it made the new lows. So while we're still holding below this divergence here, then I will be expecting that the price will eventually give us the pull back. Now, I always speak about this. I want to show you this on a daily time frame. I always speak about this, that your gold, it is going to give you that or not gold per se, but the market as a whole, that you're gonna get these inside bar candles a year. Now we've seen this inside bar a year, so a lot of people might have, if you don't have an understanding that where do you find this inside bar, then it might be a problem to you. So you need to know where do you get these inside bars. So this inside bar here that we saw here on gold, one would say it did not play out, but this was very expected, to be honest, because remember that based on the wave count, we were calling that this has already peaked, this being our wave A1. We were already saying that we've got some divergence here. The theory of the trend line, that you get a trend line here, you get a trend line, and then the theory says most of the time you're gonna get that trend line to be retested something like this a year before you see a move. Now all of a sudden you're seeing an inside bar. So that is the reason why the divergence, the wave count, this being our wave one, and the theory of trend line to be retested, that is why we saw this inside bar not working out here. So obviously it has broken below this here because it was an inside bar to this green candle here. Now it has broken below this here. Obviously it's not gonna work. So what is very likely going forward is that we are very likely that we are going to see this pullback on gold. So that's what I'm favoring on gold, that we should see some pullback here. Right, so that's what I'm favoring on gold. That I want to see this one pulling back here, and I want to share this. I want to share this. Gold has got the tendency. You can refer to the charts that gold in December, it will make those big move to the upside most of the time. So you can refer to that one. That I expect that gold might do this. Might rally in December, but this is what I want to see here. I know I might be bringing some maybe some price action here, or but it might help. It might help. You will see that. Now you've got this monthly level that we are seeing here on gold. We've got this monthly level here. Now, when November opened here, we've got this range. Look at this here. We've got this high here, and then we've also got this low here. Now, so far, November just started, I know, but we are having this candle here to be an inside bar for now, obviously. Now, if this does start a pullback, of which I would love to see it playing out the whole of November, then this is what is going to happen. This is going to drop and drop and drop and probably come somewhere around this area here. It will drop obviously in a pullback. When it ends November, it might come back and close the monthly candle maybe above this monthly level here. If it does that, then it leaves this candle here or the month of November being an inside bar. So that will mean come December, then this is going to be a free money on gold. It is going to just make this move to the upside here, and then probably even come around these highs. Or just if this was to form an inside buy here in a monthly close, I know it's long, it's very long for to that we can look at that. But if we can track this, I'm definitely sure gold is going to give you guys a free money. There will be free money here on a gold, so it will just the nearest target will even be for something to come around these highs. Like I've said it, this is just a short term or a medium term overview, obviously. But I'm just trying to see that how do I use these inside bars. But we're gonna be tracking that one. If we do get to see that one on gold form an inside buy in the month of November, just expect that December might be a rally month. Like I've said it, it always does happen. Right, so back to the 1 hour time frame. So going forward locally here, zooming into this here, I'm looking at this one that it should pull back. It would be nice if this can pull back at least the 50% of this range based on the the Fibonacci guidelines. You would expect, because we are calling that this is our wave one yet this high, so you would expect that your wave two must trade up to or must pull back to around your 5061.8. It would be even be more nicer if it was to come as far as and retest the or come and retest to as far as your 0.618, because that will be even retesting this here. I'm definitely well aware that this has been a very strong move to the upside here. Now, apart from these guidelines, because these are just the guidelines, they can be broken. You might just get this shallow correction, and then this just get to around your 38.2. There's nothing wrong with that, and then this just makes a move to the upside because this was so impulsive here. So the volume was so high here that these corrective structures here might be very shallow, not deep enough to get you around your 57.8, and then this immediately start to get this move to the up side. Now, to give you a tip here, if gold is going to make a move to around this 56.8, we need to see this trading down impulsively here. If it was to continue with this move, this being maybe a wave one a year, and then it drop, you get a two, a three, and a four, and a wave five, then that will give you an idea that this is very likely that it will get you a 56.8 because this would be an impulsively move. The tricky part that we're going to see is only if gold was to say, I'm going to trade in a three-wave move structure until I get to 38.2. From here,
two things happen. It's either this bounces up in a three-wave move structure here, and then we get this one to trade lower in a three-wave move structure like this, then we get a move to the upside. Alternatively, a bounce in a three-wave moves to around 38.2, then we'll call for gold to just immediately make this move to the upside. Obviously, we track this one back to back during our live trading rooms because we have like live market analysis every day. Just when London is opening, where we look at the charts just to prepare our members. What do we expect for that day? And apart from that, we do our updates like twice a day. London open and also when New York is opening. Right, so I just wanted to show you something here. I want to bring this ETF or just some gold stock that some people might not be interested in gold per se, but are interested in a gold stocks or ETF. So this would even more make more sense, the bigger picture on gold. So I wanted to look at this stock here or this ETF. I want to see what can cause what, because I always like to look at this ETF before we can just conclude on your goals. So I had this one on a daily time frame. I was looking at this structure here and I said, this makes sense that whatever is going to happen now, we must see a move to the upside on gold. Now, if you look at this here, I'm just started from these lows and then let's try and make sense. What could be happening going forward here? Which path this is very likely to take? Because I've got two paths that we are very likely that we must see here on this ETF. So what we have here that we've had this one to have made a three-wave move to the upside here from this load, made this three-wave move structure here. Now, what we've seen going forward that this has already made a three-wave move to the downside here. Now, the big question is this three-wave move structure done? But then, whether it is done from here or it's not, there is something that is very likely to happen here. That if you look at this from this lows, this has made a five-wave move to the upside here. And then this has eventually dropped lower here, and then this looks done. So even if this structure is not done, obviously this being our W here, and then we are very likely that at some point we're gonna have this wave X here, and then we obviously gonna have a wave Y at some point here on this ETF. Right. So now going forward, even if this move to the upside here was to be correcting this range here, but something that tells something here technically that says this must make a move to the upside. Whether it's gonna drop here from here, whether this is going to drop, I'm not worried about that. What I want to see right now is that this has made an impulsively move to the upside here. This being your five-wave move as a wave A, or it can even be a wave one, and then this has made a three-wave move. So this could be a wave B here. This could just be our wave 2. So the dotted line is representing that this three-wave move structure, it is done here, and then this is our wave 1, this being our wave 2, and we are ready to see this big move to the upside here, and then get that one move higher. Right, so now again we've got this alternative view that this might not be done, so we must still have this one, this W from here, this there being your W. Maybe let me get a different color here. So what we could be having here is that this made a three-wave move. This would have been our W here, and then we still yet to wave a three-wave move that is going to be our wave X. Eventually, we come to around this here to be a wave Y. So we might still have this here, make a move to the upside from here. I'll zoom into this here, and then from here, this still drops lower in this three-wave move, then complete the wave Y. Then maybe that's when we get this move to the upside, which is going to be the three-wave moves here, which are going to be related to this three-wave move. Well, if you don't understand this here, you don't have to worry about this here. The point what I'm trying to show you here is that whether we are still in a correction here, something that must happen, that we must get this move to the upside here. So that's why I expect that gold should make a move to the upside. So it is supported by this ETF here, that from here we should be seeing this move to the upside based on the Elliott wave structure. Now I'm gonna zoom into this here, or I'm gonna get to like the 4-hour time frame just to have a look at this here, or the structure that I'm looking at here. Let's go this on a 4 hourly time frame here. So this is what I'm looking at. I'll still show you something here apart from Elliott wave, just looking at the structure here. Now this made this nice three wave moves here, which went into this area of a blue box here, made this three wave move here, and then all of a sudden we saw this five wave move. This being your one, your two here, your wave three here, this being your wave four, and then this to have been a wave five. And then what we saw here is a three wave move structure here that looks done. And all of a sudden we're seeing this impulsively move. Now we've already pulled back. Now the next move here will be for this one to make a move to the upside. At least the first target will be somewhere around this area here, and obviously next target will be at these highs and so on. Now this is supporting that gold should eventually make a big move to the upside. So please do pay attention on gold. Now back to the 1 hourly time frame on this one here. So I was looking at this here. I'm just zooming into this. So this has made a move to the upside here, and all of a sudden it made this nice V-shape pattern here. I always talk about this in our group that if you've got an impulsively move and then all of a sudden you're seeing an impulsively move, then that you must know that that is a trend reversal pattern. Okay, so that has been the case here with this ETF. So I'm looking at this here now that it has made this move to the upside here rather, and now I will zoom into this. I'm looking at this to drop lower here, and from there we'll be looking for a move to the upside. Now, people that trade or invest head and shoulder, I've been there, done that, so they will be looking at this here. This to be a move to the downside here, left shoulder here. This makes a head here, and then this is building up the right hand side shoulder here, and then this makes a move to the upside. So just for more TA here, that would maybe if it's more clear this here, so we could be having this here as your head and in or inverse head and shoulder pattern, and then eventually we see that move to the up side. Now it would be nice if I zoom into this here. This does not look like it has completed yet. Based on the fib levels, it would be nice if this can just pull back to at least trade as far as your golden pocket. Yeah, this will even be more nicer if this can trade more lower here. Now, at least to come around this area here. Now, if you look at this pullback that we are seeing here, which is similar to gold, I always say this that it must come most of the time. These corrective structures, they tend to come on the other side of the channel or at the equal legs. Now, looking at the internals here, so far what we've had is this to have made a three-wave move here, this being a three-wave move to a downside, a three-wave move to the upside here. Now, I would expect that this should give us a three-wave move started to the downside here. So this might have been a connector here, something like this. So we should be seeing at least one more leg lower here, and then structurally this completes your W here, your wave X here, this to be your wave Y. So that's why I still expect that gold should still drop, because even this ETF here, it still does not show that it is complete. So once that is done here, that's when we're going to be expecting to see that move to the upside. Obviously, for more confirmation will even be more nicer. Even if this does this here, even if you don't feel comfortable buying into this here, wait for this to break out of this range here, and then maybe if we do see some pullback, then we start to see that move. So this ETF will also give you an idea what is going to be expected on gold. But remember, the business of the day here was all about looking at what is next on gold. So right, so guys, please take note. Whatever I'm sharing here is just for educational purpose only. It's not a financial advice. It's just for paper trading. Right, guys. So if you like our content, please do subscribe on our page here, and also press that bell notification so that every time we release this free content, at least you get notified. Right, so I hope you guys do take something away from this video. Cheers, everybody, and have a good one. Bye bye.